Hey YouTube, it's Felice HD. I am back again. We are here with The Shy, season 3, episode 6. Woo woo woo. Listen, The Shy this season and every season, I have loved this show. I've watched it ever since uh, episode 1, season 1, and I am glued. Okay, I cannot wait to see all of the amazing things that this season is going to bring. Very entertaining, loving the cast. Um, this particular episode, I think the biggest moment for me on this episode was Miss Ethel's transition. She had an amazing night on the town with Ronnie, and actually going back to a place that was very significant to her past, the bar that she owned. When she got throwing the one. She seen the male dances up in there. I was like, hey, Miss Ethel is lit. Okay, she went out with a bang. It was so heartbreaking to see Ronnie sobbing over her body as he was, tucking her in. He notices that, her time has come, and so we all get a moment to kind of pay our respects and pay homage to her because she was a Dawn and she went out, in a peaceful manner. We're still, wondering how this is going to go. Because Ronnie has been, full speed ahead on his road to redemption. So hopefully he doesn't get triggered by losing Miss Ethel. Um, she was such a source. I think she was very grounding to him, so we'll see. With so much uncertainty about his life right now, we'll see how he manages now that she has gone on to glory. All right. So R.I.P. Miss Atho. You was a real one, sis. Anybody else creeped out by this guy that has locked Keisha in the basement? Like, I think that's the purpose, but he's like creep squared. Like he is so freaking creepy. Like he just be like he talks real slow and monotone, and he just be looking at her like, ugh, he's creepy. Okay, I cannot blame Keisha for the resistance because I think she knows, like, if I don't get up out of here, if I don't get away from this guy, protect myself from him, I think he's gonna do something to her. So we're gonna see how this goes. The season, I mean, this episode of the season, it starts out with a moment of reflection. She's making a picture that says, it's of a cake. It says happy birthday, bro. She's reflecting on the fact that she's sitting in this dungeon basement situation with this weirdo, and she's missing her brother's birthday. It's something that I think they've kind of always unified to celebrate. So I don't think she's just missing the occasion. I think she's missing the opportunity to actually celebrate it with him. And so they're showing like some past reflection moments of times that they've spent together during his birthdays previously. And it's very touching. You kind of can understand now why this is like a bittersweet type of situation. um you can tell Nina and Dre are trying to make it happen for Kevin, but it's weird. It's like everybody is really kind of preoccupied and concerned about Keisha right now. Nobody really wants to celebrate. I mean, not even Kevin, honestly. He doesn't really seem like it. He's just like, look, I'm gonna go kick it with my friends if that's okay. She was like, absolutely not. You will run that ass over around here first, and then you can go do whatever you want to do. So they've already established they're going to have some type of acknowledgement of his birthday. So this should be just like really, really a time for everybody to just kind of come together and take their mind off of everything that has been weighing really heavy and just kind of, make it happen for Kevin because he's been going through a lot too. So again, I loved this episode and seeing everybody kind of fighting through all of the other emotions and all of the challenges that they're going through right now to really kind of be there for Kevin in his birthday. Um, it was just really a heartfelt celebration. Um, it was a damper, you know. I think he's still really preoccupied with the whole thing of what's going on with Keisha, but even more so, you know, he's invited Gemma into his life, and then he finds out that the things he's confided in her about with his, I mean, about his sister with her, she has loose lips of sorts. She talks openly with her affiliates, associates at school, and now they are having a pity party, and Kevin's pissed about it. He's like, listen, I don't want people feeling like I'm a charity case or feeling sorry for me because my sister's missing. And she was just like, I didn't think about it like that. No, you didn't. Um, and I think that the iPad was a nice gesture, but it's not going to be sufficient. Um, this is an idea of where their two worlds are not similar. Um, she has been shielded from the impact of um I won't say Kevin is more street than her, but yeah, I think Kevin understands things about the streets on a level that she doesn't, and he places a lot of value on being able and trust and being able to confide in her, and it's not, I don't think it's as important to her as it is to him, but it will be. She sees now um how affected he is. He's like, look, if I can't trust you, like, walk it out, Shardy. Like, she's just like, I'm sorry. He's yeah, no, we're not gonna do sorry. Like, not off no stuff like this. Like, I told something personal to you. Like, what are you talking about? Ronnie is hot on the trail though. Ronnie is hot on the trail. He is not believing nothing that weirdo is saying. He's like, okay, can I use your bathroom? He's going in there. He's casing the place. He's like, he hears Keisha, but he's just like, something's up with this dude. So we're gonna see, you know, we're gonna see. Cause I feel like Ronnie, he got the power of the Lord with him at this point. He done turned over a new leaf. He got baptized. He's just on the trail of really trying to, you know, redeem himself, and he's doing a pretty good job so far. So I'm really actually very impressed with him. The whole situation with Dre and Nina, it seems like it's really strained right now because, you know, they're spread so thin. I think Dre is trying to be, you know, as supportive as possible, but she understands that she can't bear that burden for her. Like, the most that she can do is just try to help her through it. I think that uh I think that Nita needs some time, but I don't think she's gonna take it. I think it's weighing on her to the point that that it's taking a toll, but she's so distraught about not knowing where Keisha is that I don't think that she's making self-care a priority at this point. I think that she's just more consumed with missing her daughter and wanting her home, and she's spiraling sort of. It's definitely taking a toll on her, and I think that's what's tough for Dre. Even with Kevin, I think he was really to just kind of, you know, let the whole birthday thing go because he didn't want to trouble them with making a big deal out of his birthday given the circumstances. But it looks like they're going to do something. So, you know, the party, the get together at the house, it was more close knit, but it was still a way to say, hey, you rock, we want to celebrate that. Oh gosh, Emmett and Tiff. Tiff to maneuver her way into this bud spot. And let me tell you something. Emmett just goes up in there. He's like slapping down. He's like, hey, man. He meets up with he knows the guy that owns it from dealing with Brandon. So now they are shooing. They're in there sipping tea, negotiating. I thought this was lit because she wanted to leave Emmett out of her business. But come to find out, he's the missing link. He done got her in there. So now she walking in there bossed up. Like, what's happening? They negotiated a nice little bulk arrangement. So now they getting ready to get to the bag. To the bag. Tiffany about to get the special hookup and everything. So this is exciting. I think that it helps her not have any regret about, partnering up with Emmett. And then it makes him feel, a little bit better about this L he just took, because he don't feel like, the weakest link. He feel like, he's able to contribute towards, Tiffany pursuing her dream. And I think that's dope. They make such a cute couple, but it's just like, it's just like, I don't want this to end, but I feel like it's not gonna go well. I'm sorry. I feel like it's not gonna go well. When sis started doing the reading, and she was like, your soldier is the problem, sir. I was like, oh God. Say it ain't so, Emmett. Tiffany was like, if I find out you're cheating on me, I don't think Tiffany won't do anything because she living up in there with his mom and her baby. I don't think she's gonna do anything. I think if anything, if he goes off the beaten path, she gonna go right over there to Corey Hardrick's character and be like, "Hey, what's happening?" Because it looked like she wanted to do it anyway. I'm predicting that. I think because I didn't like the whole chemistry between Lala's character Dominique and Emmett. I think they are dancing on the line of business and pleasure. But trust me when I tell you, Emmett better not mess up. He better not mess up because he is on his last straw with Tiff. She is not gonna play with him. He might not see his child. He might not see his child or her. She was ready to leave him before. She might get in the win on him if he don't act right because she's really believing in him. It's like they really trying hard this time. They're in counseling. They have build a bridge with his mom. She's being supportive of their relationship. And it seems like, to the naked eye, like all is well. I hope this lasts. I don't think it will. So we'll see. We fast forward to you know this situation with Trig and Jake is just becoming the gift that keeps on giving. Okay. I think they recognize each other as being cut from the same cloth, so to speak. But I just don't think that they've bonded. Um, I don't know what that's going to take, given that they have missed out on so much valuable time together. He is not, and I think he wants to have that bond with Jake. I think Drake wants to have that bond with Jake, but Jake is still grieving Reg. I don't know if he's going to be open to connecting with Trig right away. Um, I think he sees those similarities because he responds to Trig um, the same way as he did to Reg. He's their dialogues and their interactions. It's like he chooses the same variations of tones. Their body language. I think he acknowledges him as being part of his tribe, but at the same time, he's just like he's trying them a little bit. Um, I think Trig is up for it. I think Trig knows that that it wasn't going to be easy I don't think he thought that, he was just gonna show up and Jake was just gonna run into his arms and be like, "Hey, what's up, bro?" Like, I think he knew that there was gonna be a wall up. It's going to be interesting to see how they navigate their relationship. I mean, there was some blows thrown, they got all the, negativity out of the way. There was even some truths revealed. I was surprised that Trig told Jake as much as he did. But again, they're growing up. All of the guys, Kevin, Papa, and Jake, they're coming into young adulthood, and so a lot of the blinders are off now. Life has been pretty tough for them in a lot of ways. So, they didn't really get to kind of transition smoothly into a lot of stuff. Life is kind of ripping the band-aid off for them. But at the same time, they're up for the challenge. They've survived it. They're getting through it. I think Jake is going to be okay. I think it's just a matter of him finding a way to confront his emotions about everything that has happened, not only with Reg dying, but then with him, being in the living environment with Duda. He seems a little on the fence about the situation. I don't think he 100% has his mind made up that he's, feels at home there, but I think he's okay with being there for the time being. I definitely don't think he's made his mind up one way or another about Trig, but he's trying things out with him too. I think that he's gonna give it a try, and that's promising. Um, I speaking of Duda, that whole, I think I understand him more now that we see how diseased and cutthroat his mom is. His mom is toxic, and it's actually heartbreaking to see her undermine her son that way, even if he is someone that has, compromising values or activity. Um, it leads me to believe that she could be part of the reason why he's like that. And she was unapologetic about it, honestly. I mean, when wifey dropped them stacks and was like, "Look, shut your damn mouth," it was a lot. It was a lot. This dynamic, I haven't mastered the understanding of this dynamic that Duda has with his wife. I mean, it's like it's a business arrangement. It's very orchestrated and manufactured. It doesn't feel loving. It doesn't feel, it's cordial. It doesn't feel, their connection doesn't feel romantic at all. It feels like it's a connection of I don't want to say, a corporate connection, but it feels business. It feels like business. It doesn't feel like pleasure much. Now the whole situation with the cake, that was a disaster. I was disappointed that, they just was like, all right, bet, with when he pointed out that Kevin's name was spelt wrong. It's like, no, see, that's a problem. I would have probably took it to the next level, especially with it being for a special occasion. It's not like there's a replacement cake laying around. It's like, no, hey, you don't just scoop the icing off, and but I think they just were just so into each other that they didn't pay much attention to the cake. They're just like, whatever. Then it ends up on the ground. So, there's clearly gonna have to be another arrangement for that cake. Um, let's see. Fast forward to Kevin is trying to have his birthday shindig with Gemma, is a alternate for as a fill-in for Keisha in her absence. And I think that was a bad idea in general. I think she had good intentions by trying to keep up with his routine, but I think at very best, Gemma was never going to be able to fill in for Keisha, especially given the fact that she's missing. Um, Nice gesture, you know. I think it was already upsetting to him the fact that he wasn't there with Keisha. So I expected the animosity, but what I didn't expect was for him to just kind of fly off the handle and just leave her sitting there like that about the fact that she had spoken to some other kids from the school about his situation. I don't think that that was necessary, honestly. I think he overreacted and he chose to ruin his special day. It could have even been something that they talked about at another time. I didn't think it was appropriate for them to, given his birthday, sit there and talk about that. But hey, we do see that Trig and Jake are able to locate the money that Ridge spoke of. So he knows now it's a stamp that Trig, was actually in contact with Ridge. And then they also, um, it's revealed that one of Doodah's henchmen has been following them around town. So now we know that Duda's on to them and he's really keeping eyes and coming after his objectives in this situation. So it's going to be interesting to see how that plays out because we know that Duda is a behind the scenes kind of guy. He has to keep his nose and his hands clean. So, he has people orchestrating things, on his behalf and, carrying out the dirty work for him. So, we know that he's mentioned that Jake could possibly leave and move with Trig, but I don't think he's okay with it. So we'll see if he puts up any type of resistance if Jake decides that he wants to start a new life with Trig and Imani. Um, that video he did of throwing his mother under the bus, it was just it was very political. I'll put it that way. It was a very political move of him, but I understand it. Again, I think it's just we're starting to see and delve a little bit more into their family dynamic and how toxic it is. Everyone loved Miss Ethel and that scene where she was just painting the picture of how the place was, in past times, and everybody was just eating it up because she is just such a force. She is just such um she just has so much magnetism with her. So and she looks radiant. Okay, she is the woman in red. She got her hair, just her hair is done. She got her flower in her hair. She is just serving. Okay, I was so here for it. They done raised their glass. They done had their toast. It just was everything. I mean, that was a moment. They had a moment. And I think that even though Ronnie was distraught about losing her, I think that he can say, you know what? She got it in. She had herself a good time, and that was obvious. So that's my recap of episode 6. Thank you for watching. Tune in. Make sure that you check out the Showtime app. I have seen seasons 1 and 2 are also on there. So if you want to binge watch the entire um all 3 seasons, you actually can. So those of you that haven't seen all of the episodes of the show, you got it. It's so intricate. It's so intricate that in order to understand everything, you have to see all of them. So make sure that you get that Showtime app, or if you have Showtime on your cable provider, then check out seasons 1 and 2 also. All right. Peace and blessings. Till next time.